You know, my most commonly asked question is, why can't I make myself go to the gym? I bought a 12-month membership and paid up front to force me into going, and I couldn't get past the first few weeks. The last time I did manage to go regularly, I loved it. I had more energy, I felt strong and capable, and I was sleeping better. I was eating better. I was thinking more positive. My family thought I was taking happy pills and I was killing it at work. So what's wrong with me? And of course, we get the same question in reverse, and that's, how come I can't stop myself ever overeating or over drinking? The last time I went alcohol-free or on a diet, I loved it. It really worked. I was waking up fresh, I was full of energy, and I was much more fun to be around. I was saving money and I was loving it. What's wrong with me? Well, the good news is there isn't anything wrong with you. The problem is there's a minor software glitch between your ears that has a fairly simple fix. Now, I can't plug a hard drive into the side of your head and do a quick download of the upgrade, but I can tell you what you need to change. Then all you have to do is run some new thinking a few times so that it can bed itself down, and you'll quickly get back to doing what's good for you. So despite the fact we're all unique, we have the same hardware upstairs with very similar, very old and very buggy software using up most of the brain space to achieve very little. But it's okay. Your upgrade will take less than 5 minutes. So start with an event in your day. It doesn't matter what it is, so I'll pick one for you. Let's imagine the traffic on your commute to work clogs up like a smoker's arteries. We'll call that the event. Any event causes a thought. The thought can be positive or negative, it doesn't matter, we just need to understand the sequence. So the third step in our sequence is the thought creates an emotion. So entertaining the idea that I'll be late leads to a feeling about lateness on this particular day. It could be anything from anxiety about an important meeting at the end of the scale, or one end of the scale, all the way up to the other end where it could be, you beauty, I get to skip that meeting. The emotion, remember this is the third step in the sequence, suggests an action. That action, step 4, might be to try an alternative route to work, hoping to save some time, or it might be to get in the slow lane, turn up the music and make double sure I'm late. The action gets some kind of result, and that's step 5. You'll be early or late to work. This then becomes the next event, which is where the loop started in the first place, i.e. an event. By the way, you'll notice that this series of steps can happen in less than a second. It's why most people miss it and therefore don't understand how to work with it. So just to be clear, the steps are, the event causes a thought, which causes an emotion, which promotes an action, which gets a result, and that becomes the next event and the progression starts again. If that makes sense, you won't be surprised to learn about some issues arising from how many rabbit holes this bit of software can drop into. 1, we can run this sequence upwards of 20,000 times in a day. Now that's actually a good thing, but it means you can get to the end of a day and be completely exhausted. Number 2, we can run it theoretically. In other words, we might imagine the action step, dislike its potential result, discard it, and imagine another action and its likely result. That's 3, that creates hours of imagining things that have virtually no chance of happening. Its most likely consequence is procrastination on an epic scale. And tragically, it means we can burn up hours of mental fuel and get nowhere. 4, because of the circular nature of this operating system, we can easily spiral into an endless loop that creates 0 answers to our problems in life, but uses up every waking moment. It's called ruminating. So we can brood over something for days or weeks or months and getting no clear idea about what to do with it. It's like owning a Ferrari without wheels. 5, all that spinning around, spiraling up or down depending on the day, the thoughts, the emotions, the actions, etc. can lead to what's called decision fatigue. It's kind of weird, but the software can only make a certain number of decisions in a day before it drops out and it can't be rebooted. When it goes offline like that, we struggle to figure out what we want for dinner. It's quite daunting that our jobs might mean running big teams of people or complex considerations of multiple sources of information, and at the same time we split the dummy because the kids didn't empty the dishwasher. 6, any or all of those 5 issues can trip the software overload button that shuts everything down. At that point we find ourselves so overwhelmed we can't even think about getting started on a fix. We burn up massive amount of energy getting nowhere. It looks a lot like Facebooking when the house is on fire. Of course, the solution isn't as complex as it may seem. We just have to replace a few bad mental or emotional habits with ones that save time and energy, leaving lots of previously unavailable brain space for being effective. And after 36 years of working with hundreds of thousands of clients, I've figured out how to help people reach that point. And I'll be sharing my framework for turning debilitating self-doubt into unfailing self-trust in a world filled with uncertainty on my upcoming free training. But be warned, this is not an hour about having more, being more and doing more. You've no doubt had enough of that. I'm going to exclusively talk about simple methods for getting out of your own way. So register on the link below and join us. You deserve it.